Oh, there it is.
Oh shit.
God damn.
We're back.
The struggle stream is back, baby. The struggle cast. I don't know
Let
how
the
long.
intro. Let the intro go, dude.
Let it do its thing.
Let it do its thing, like we did before. Can you not down? Maybe that light is too much.
No, I like the light. Oh, the lampshade's on. I don't know if that worked. Welcome to the Calvin G podcast. You're like, what the fuck? Who are these guys? We're back, baby.
We're back. We're not dead. Look into the camera. Don't look into the fucking.
We ain't dead
We're
yet.
not dead. We're not dead. It took a little. We took a little bit of a hiatus.
Big one.
Little bit. I want to say small one. But today we have a special theme. Special themes.
So, first of all, welcome back to the podcast, guys. Thank you for sticking with us through this time.
Yeah.
One of the biggest comments we've been getting ever since we had to stop is like, oh, bring it back. And there's been multiple hoops to jump through, but we're finally back. Also, today we are in Calvin's bedroom streaming. So
They don't know that.
Oh,
They
I mean,
think
we're in a spaceship.
We're a spaceship.
We're in a spaceship.
We're in a spaceship.
And it may look kind of bunk right now. That's because it kind of is.
It doesn't look bunk. We look like we're in a spaceship.
We're also streaming on Twitch right now. So this is the first time we've done this, that we are actually streaming this live and hanging out with the viewers and reading their chat as we do the actual podcast. And then this will be later uploaded to YouTube, which is pretty special. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool. But a preface to the chat right now, we can't see. We're not going to read comments until we're done doing our thing. And then we'll pull up the chat on screen. And then we'll talk to you guys.
And we'll get into it at the end. I think we're going to be shooting for a solid 30 minutes today. I think that's a good start to get back on track. We hope
see the screen.
We hope to get back to one a week. I mean, I think Calvin and I's goal is to do as many as possible a week, but we're hoping that I hope that we can get like two or three. That'd be pretty mad.
Best. We'll do our best.
That'd be mad. At least one a week. I think we'll go back to we did a Monday upload, I believe, or a Sunday. It was a Sunday upload, but I think we should upload this ASAP just to get it out there and say, hey, we exist still.
We'll do it. Well, first of all, actually, we're not gonna upload this until later.
What?
Because there's some information I'm about to leak that I cannot have known until the event is over. I'll talk about it later.
What? That hurts.
What do you mean? It'll be on the weekend. It'll come out on the weekend, but we're not gonna put it out tomorrow because I'm not trying to compromise I'm cucking everyone. All right.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I'll talk about it after. I'll talk about it in a little bit. All right. So it has to do with what our theme is today. What's our theme, teacher? Specialty.
Today we're going to talk about Rick and Morty. That is what we want to talk about.
Boom! Big reveal.
If you watch the channel religiously, you hear us reference that show nonstop.
It's just a good show.
That is one of our favorite shows out there.
A good show.
And it's pretty popular right now. And one thing that I love to indulge myself in as I'm taking my poop in the morning is reading in and listening to the Rick and Morty theories and just breaking that down. So before we jump into that and start talking about different theories that we both have of Rick and Morty and all that type of stuff, Calvin, why don't you give your best preface to the show for those who don't know it, who have no idea or don't know much about it. Try and explain what is Rick and Morty.
Okay, so Rick and Morty is a science cartoon show written by Justin Roiland and I'm gonna get crucified for not knowing his name. Who's the other writer? Dan something.
You're close.
Hardman.
Close enough.
Something. Dan something. They wrote this together, and it's about a scientist and his grandson going on crazy adventures, not giving a fuck. Rick is a man of science and a man of himself. He just does science because it works and doesn't care about arbitrary morals. So the whole theme of the show is just science not giving a fuck, and that is the best thing ever. That's what draws me into the whole movie or TV show.
And their whole storyboard is they jump from parallel universe into multiple other universes.
Dimensions.
And,
is what
or
they
dimensions,
like to,
sure.
They like to call it dimensions.
It's actually, I'll be honest, it's pretty hard to
It's
explain it
without spoiling
without even seeing it. It's a pretty weird concept to grasp. You have to watch a couple episodes to get into it. So,
it is literally Back to the Future, but not time. Back to the Future, but not time travel. Dimension travel.
Fair enough. Also, I do want to point out for those that are watching on YouTube, the camera is like jumping in and out of focus, and you can see the white balance is like terrible on it. This is our temporary. Okay, this isn't going to be our.
I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Basically, TJ's saying, "Figure it out, Calvin. You fucking cuck."
This is like, we need to get it. I was bugging Calvin. I was bugging him. I'm like, dude, we need to get something out, something up. So this is our like fastest, best quality we can make. So, for those who are gonna complain about in the comments, we're sorry. It's gonna get fixed ASAP. Regardless,
Rick and Morty. So what do you think the whole thing is about?
My biggest thing is, I think that there is so much more depth to that show than most people think. Well, I think all the diehard
define depth.
I will. I think all the diehard Rick and Morty fans. I don't know if I call myself a diehard, but it's like one of my favorite shows. And there's a lot more that goes into it than I think you realize at first. So
Absolutely.
There's a bunch of conspiracy theories with how the show lines up. If every character is who they say they are, because like I said, there's multiple dimensions, and
There's an ant on me.
there's an ant on you.
Got him. I have had an ant infestation.
I saw an ant on the wall,
Dude,
earlier.
I had, you know that Cracker Barrel syrup? That was on my desk.
Bad move.
Bad move.
Really bad move.
Bad move.
How long was that there for?
Since not last time we went to Vegas, but the last time, your birthday.
Wow. So a year.
That's so true. Fuck, that's old. Is it still good? You think it's still eat it?
I mean, it's syrup. I don't think syrup goes bad.
Anyways, go ahead.
I lost my train of thought. I'll be completely honest with you.
You were talking about diehard fans.
Oh yeah, that there's much more depth to the show. So one of the biggest theories that I had, that I developed through the show. Now I gotta think of it correctly. I don't want to butcher it and like come across the wrong way.
Before you say anything, after this point, spoiler alert, we're gonna go in depth to like as many episodes as we can come up with. Final warning: leave and don't come back if you haven't seen the series. All right.
Fair enough. Well, one, Evil Morty. That one's a crazy one.
That one's a good one.
More so in the sense that, see, I'm like riding on the line here of, are we just abandoning the whole spoiler alert? Like, we're just
we're going in. I gave him the final warning like a second ago.
Okay.
We're gonna start talking about it, like especially for the chat that's here. You guys would get fucked if we spoil shit. Get fucked.
Okay. I'm reading the chat.
Don't read the chat. Don't read the chat. We're not supposed to be reading the chat yet, Tej.
Sorry.
I'm gonna take it away from you.
There's no time travel in the.
I'm gonna fucking.
Nope.
I'm taking the chat away from you.
No, please don't. I like the chat.
All right.
It's really hot in here, dude. My back is really sweaty.
If I had the fan on, it would make such a lot.
You can't tell it's hot and sweaty in here.
Can you just get on with what you're saying? This podcast, we're talking about ants, and we're talking about your sweaty butthole that's dirty. Nice meme.
Speaking of that, I got moist toilet wipes. That night.
We got tagged.
Following night.
No, you didn't.
I did. I promise. But I couldn't find like adult wipes, so I had to get baby wipes.
What's the difference?
Baby wipes are they hold so much more liquid. like,
bruh.
Like you go to
back up.
Like you go to wipe your butt, and it's like you're just pouring water on your ass.
Oh, back up. Miss me with that shit.
Dude, it's bad.
Tej.
It's like I don't know if it's good or not. Like I don't know. I'm still exploring it.
Oh, miss me with that. The chat's probably going crazy. Don't look at the chat. I could see you looking at the chat. Don't look at the chat.
Okay,
Rick and Morty, please.
Rick and Morty.
Please.
We're back on Rick and Morty. Now I'm drawing blanks.
You're
on my theory.
such a hoser.
Yeah, I was just talking about it with Kevin. So I'm trying to like.
Now that the spoiler alert has gone out, I'm gonna say this. So, for those who are first watching, like, the first season, it transformed a lot from the first season. The first season, it was more of a Family Guy business model, as in like random events happened every day, and they would just go and do those events. Now, previous episodes have more weight in the next episodes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, yeah. Well, now as the show progresses, I think once they saw the first success of the first season, then they're like, oh shit, like this show's doing well. It's gonna stick. Like, let's kind of take it a step farther, and then like every action that had on each episode had a following action throughout, and there was more of a storyboard. I mean, jumping ahead to season 3 or end of season 2 when Jerry and what's her face got a divorce, like that followed Beth, that followed the whole entire season, which, you know, as Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park, that's not their motto of writing.
Yeah, the way they do it is like things happen before and they can pop up, but like for the most part you could start in the middle of actually you could do that with this as well. Fuck, I don't know how to explain it.
What do you mean?
So with Family Guy or Simpsons, you could jump in the middle of it, and you wouldn't be lost.
Right.
Or like South Park, you just jump in the middle. Each
any episode
is a story.
It's its own timeline, its own
like story. Whereas
Kenny could die in one episode and be back in the next.
Yeah, technically you can go into Rick and Morty doing that.
No.
Yeah.
How?
Let's say you jumped into season 2. Show me what you got.
Great episode.
You would be like, you wouldn't be lost. Like that just happened that day, but then later on that has like little nods to it, like the last episode of season 3. Have you seen the last episode?
I have seen the last episode. Yeah.
So you can't. Season 3 is where it's more important because most of season 3 has huge callbacks, like episode 4 where the Vindicators, Morty is like so tired of Rick's shit, like he's fixing Rick's mess the whole episode, and you wouldn't know why Morty was like this if you didn't watch season 1 episode 1 or like all of the ones where Morty gets upset. Like I think it's the first episode where Rick is drunk as fuck and he's like stumbling into Morty's room trying to get Morty to go on an adventure, right? And basically he takes him out and it's Cronenberg. He turns everyone into Cronenberg and he's like, I'll just nuke it. Oh, actually, no, that's not the same episode. But he's like drunk, he's flying, he's like, I'm gonna nuke it. I have a neutrino bomb in the back, and Morty's like tripping, like, Rick, you can't fucking do this.
Are you talking about the one where they're like with the superheroes and they're like in the caves?
Yeah, Vindicators. So you would need that prior knowledge of Morty being tired of Rick's shit already.
On the topic of just like talking about the relationship of Rick and Morty, one of the coolest theories I think there is that Morty is the kid version of Rick, so Rick is Morty, hence why. And I won't be able to touch back. You don't believe so? I won't be able to touch back on certain episodes of it, but like when he like
that's time travel. Debunked right there. That's time travel.
Yeah, but different dimension. What about older Morty jumping into?
No. That's time travel. Both of them are firm believers in not time travel ever. No, fuck that.
I think that Rick is Morty.
No, it can't.
100%.
No,
100%.
No,
because he, in other episodes, like again, this is the hard part of this topic is jumping back to every episode and like taking bits and pieces of it. But in the episode where Rick is being like arrested by the government of Rick's,
the Citadel of Rick's,
sure, and he's like in that cafe with that one dude, again very specific, I know.
Oh no, he wasn't,
but like he goes back in time and they go through his memories and all that stuff, and
okay. First of all, he was what's the? It's not the Citadel of Ricks. It's the. I know what you're talking about. It's like the bug people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm trying to pull it up to find.
So in that's not time travel. That's peering into a memory. Because what time travel, implies is that you go back in time and you can interact and change things. Whereas that's looking back. Then you would say, Mind Blowers episode was time travel. No, it's just memories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, here's the theory right here. Well, this is kind of towards it. Evil Morty is actually a Rick. So Rick is Morty. But the evil Morty is Rick at a younger age. And then, like, he kind of turns and transforms into a more...
No.
You can't just debunk everyone I bring up.
No. But you know what you would like, though, is... So you know how in the intro of Season 1 and Season 2, where...
That's evil Rick being chased when Rick jumps in the portal hole.
That's evil Morty, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
That's evil Morty being left behind. That people theorize that Morty that was left behind was Rick's original Morty, which is evil Morty. And the reason why, and there's evidence of this because in the episode where evil Morty is first revealed, Rick is saying, like, oh, you could create a shield using Morty's and a car, like, so the big dome of Morty's being like pecked at, right?
Yeah.
Right? Rick explicitly says you could do that with 3 Mortys and a car battery, implying that this evil Morty has to have that information, and this Rick has that information.
I see what you did there.
See? So instead of the time travel memes, I think that's a really cool one to follow because, like, it makes a little bit of sense. What are you doing? What did I say? What did I tell you?
Sorry, I was reading the chat.
You can't read the chat, Teej.
Okay, I'm gonna digress.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the theory that Rick is a god and he knows that he is a god?
Okay.
I can go into it more and explain it to kind of like if you need.
Okay, no,
if you know that theory.
Okay, so this probably came up from the cleansing episode where they clean themselves of their bad, right?
No, this is all. I mean, potentially this like touches back from multiple episodes. It's like bits and pieces that he said that like describe like verbatim what a god is.
Okay, so he, like, do you remember the episode where they go to relax because they just like almost died?
Yes.
Right? So that episode, they separate, so it's made a point that they separate from the things that they don't like about themselves. Mm-hmm. So, example, Rick, the clean Rick, shoots Dirty Morty because clean Rick does not give a fuck about Morty because he thinks that's a weakness. So, Dirty Rick cares about Morty. Now, evil Rick, Dirty Rick, says that he's a god. He explicitly says, I created like a new element. I just discovered a new fucking element. I like goo and I'm a fucking god, Morty. Right? So clearly Rick, both of them together, Rick doesn't like that aspect of himself, thinking himself as a god. He doesn't want to be a god. Right? So I
mean, sure.
What was
like, okay, so mine's a bit different. It's more so in the sense that a god, I guess by definition, is pretty much someone who can control, create, and destroy. something is a god. So again, this touches back in multiple episodes. And it's also like he knows that he's stuck. And this is also like why he's depressed. That's kind of a different one, but I'll touch on that afterwards. So he remember the episode of where I hate like vaguely calling back on episodes, but that the mini universe he has as his battery and his hovercraft.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, he created a
the
universe.
miniverse.
He created the miniverse. So that points out that like he created a universe, which is like point one of a god.
Yeah.
Point two of God is that he can destroy it at any time. Which I hate using the example that like he just can, but he can. He says that I created
that's backed up in the Dirty episode, because if you watch when Dirty Rick is on top, he has two of those miniverses working as a battery, and then in the end of the episode it's off. Like the battery ran out and it turned off, so that shit's gone.
And then the awareness, like his awareness, he knows that, and this kind of touches into the depression part of Rick, of like why he's depressed or if he's depressed. He knows that, first of all, he knows he's in a show. He like it's clearly come out that he'll like address the audience multiple times, like
Deadpool.
Sure, like Deadpool. Like at the end of episodes, he'll be like, "See you guys next week." Or in the most recent season 3, he like at one point says, "Oh, dude, South Park, they're so fast to everything." Like they did like a political joke, or they like it was in the Barack Obama episode, and they say something. South Park already did that. Damn, they do everything so fast.
Well, they also reference Reddit.
Do they?
Rick does that.
Okay.
Reddit and Szechuan sauce,
which comes back this Saturday, by the way. Are you aware of that?
That's what I was saying.
Are you aware of that? Yeah.
That's why I'm not gonna. Yes, I'm doing that. This is why we're not gonna put the podcast out before Saturday.
Oh.
That way, I don't have people.
Can you snag a couple extra for me?
One per person.
No, really?
I mean, I'll grab it. I'll keep mine, and I'll open it with you.
Oh, so you'll wait?
Benedict.
Because I'll be at Willow Springs.
Yeah,
so I can't grab it.
Benedict, Nico, and I, at least the 3 of us are going to get one. We're going to eat Benedict's there, and I'm going to keep mine. Nico's going to keep his for archive, and then I'll share mine with whoever.
Damn.
Don't worry, you'll get a taste.
I know, but like, day of was pretty sick. Anyways.
No, dude, there's only 1,000 there. There's only 1,000.
1,000 where? In each location?
No. The nearest one
is in Escondido.
Nope.
Valley Parkway. Yes, I looked it up.
Doesn't have Szechuan sauce. Only select McDonald's have Szechuan sauce.
So which one is?
El Cajon.
What? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Well, rip.
No, there's a lot of McDonald's. They have all.
Yeah, you like.
They
go
have
into
all
their
the
drop-down
7.
menu.
They have all 7 of them, but they don't have 8 Szechuan.
Okay.
Szechuan.
Okay. Fuck. Where was I going with this?
So you point 2 was.
Okay, so he's aware that he's in a show.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, he calls out to the show, and then I don't know the guy's name, but the little like skinny dude. Remember at the end of season 2, he's like, "See you guys again in a
Mr.
year."
Poopy Butthole.
Yeah. See you again in a year and a half. That whole thing.
Yeah.
So he knows that he's in a realm of always entertaining. Rick has tried to kill himself multiple times in show, but can never achieve it. If you've noticed that it's like he's aware that he can never die, and his main purpose, he's like forced to keep doing something entertaining for the audience. Like he's always pushed to do something for the audience. Like, and now my argument points are pretty weak now that it's been a while since I've talked about it. Maybe you can try and help build my case here.
I'll do my best.
An example is. Fuck, I don't have any. I really...
Of what? Him trying to kill himself?
Well, it's like he can't kill himself because the writers always bring him back, and he's like always stuck in the realm of entertaining, which is why he goes on his adventures. And like every day he's like forced... My argument that I'm giving is really weak. and
Yeah.
I haven't touched on it in a while. And I wish I want to pull it up right now and look it up, but like, it wouldn't be very good if I looked it up.
You fucked up, dude.
You know what?
Let's talk about
Just fuck me, dude.
let's talk about Beth.
How sweaty my thighs are right now because it's so hot.
I'm gonna
in
touch
here.
your thighs. It's not that sweaty.
Oh, you just your finger. Continue, please.
Let's talk about Beth.
What about Beth?
Is she real?
Oh, the clone.
The clone Beth, is she real? Tej?
I haven't been able to develop a case on it yet, to be honest. I didn't like.
You know who already did?
There's an episode that says she is a clone. Or there's a
Film-
YouTube video.
Film theory.
Yeah, I saw the thumbnail. I was like, oh, she's a clone. Here's why.
No, she's not a clone.
Oh.
She's not a clone.
I thought she was.
She's not a clone.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. So basically, he says, wow, Matt Pat is like really good at this shit. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. So in the episode of his film theory, he goes and says she's not a clone due to simple reasons. Time. So they both writers are like super against time travel. So they hate it, right? So clearly time is very important to them. If you watch the episode,
what makes you so certain that they're against time travel so much?
because they say it in interviews. They literally say, we're not gonna. And in the episode, at the end of that episode, where Rick is like, that wasn't time travel, I just went into the pizzeria and they were sitting on the table.
Yes.
So they make a point, no time travel. So basically, in the episode, if you look at the clock when the dude is being killed, right, it says a certain time. It's like 6 or 2:30 or something.
Okay.
For the sake of argument.
Okay.
And Roiland has come out canon to say that that they live outside of Seattle. Rick and Morty, the family, lives in the suburbs of Seattle.
Okay.
And Matt Pat goes on to say there's only one execution chamber. You can't just have an execution chamber in like your state. It has to be like established. There's only one 6 hours away from Seattle. So if you look at the time, if you watch the episode, it takes them about 3 hours. There's a clock while they're doing it. It takes about 3 hours to create a clone, a perfect identical clone. So it takes them 6 hours to get home. By this time, there's light out, right? But at the end of the episode, there's still light out when they're sitting around the dinner table. If it took them 6 hours to get home and another 3 hours to create the clone, by the time that clone is ready to go, if everything goes as planned, right? If everything goes as planned, which isn't usually the case with Rick and Morty, they fuck up something, right? So if everything goes to plan, what'll happen is Beth will be cloned at 9 o'clock, 9:30. Best case scenario, even during the summer solstice, sundown is at 8:30. So if you look out the window when they're at the dinner table, there's broad daylight out. Not possible for them to make a clone of Beth in time. And that's Matt Pat's argument. It's a great watch.
I think she's a clone.
Why do I even fucking try?
I mean, okay. One, I mean, just for good TV, like,
Not a clone.
Not a clone. I go against. I mean, I want to believe that she's a clone because it'll make it more interesting and more dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that guy, but
You're an asshole.
it doesn't make sense that, like, why did he? Okay, I know he like says he came home with the M16, not for Beth, but for, was it Jerry?
Yeah.
He came to kill Jerry, but then didn't. What was his reason for why?
I'm glad I thought of this, dude. This is not from anywhere. This is from straight off the dome, right off the cuff. Bars. Be ready, Tej. So my hypothesis on this situation, why Jerry isn't killed, by Rick at that point. So Nico and I talk about this a lot. We talk about Rick and Morty quite a bit. We exchange like thinking which is our most favorite episode. The last 3 episodes, I think, are by far the best episodes ever, besides Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick is the best. Boom, Pickle Rick. Besides Pickle Rick, which that episode is actually amazing as well. I'll reference that too. But the last 3 episodes, the one with Obama, the one with Beth, and the one, the cleaning one. I don't know if that's like the last of where they cleanse themselves of the thing they hate.
Yeah.
So, and Pickle Rick. So these 4 episodes have a shit ton of Rick character progression. And I care about Rick's character progression. So as the series goes on and as these episodes play, what happens is Rick is feeling. You hear him constantly in season 1, 2, and even 3 arguing that emotions and attachments are futile because there's infinite shit, right? Doesn't fucking matter. But clearly, recently, Rick has been feeling more. The first reference would be in the what's it called? Pickle Rick episode where he goes to therapy, and the only person, Royland and Harmon, talk about this themselves on Not Justin Roiland YouTube channel. They talk about it and they say how the psychologist is the only person that has met Rick on the same level of consciousness and thinking, because when she argues to Rick about the situation of like, just like you think life is mundane and useless, I think getting up and brushing my teeth and wiping my ass is useless. But she argues to Rick like, there are things you care about and there are things that we care about because we choose it to be, right? Like, you chose to be here, you chose to come here as a pickle, you chose to like turn yourself into a pickle, right? Just like that. Rick is the maker and creator of his own destiny, if you will. I don't think that's the word she used, but in that episode, Rick has a breakthrough. It makes him think of the world around him, think of the people around him. So in the end, it may seem like Rick didn't learn anything because he got in the car, he turned back to human, and they don't reference the psychologist again. But it had an impact on him because Beth and Rick started communicating. Up until this point, Beth and Rick never really said anything to each other. Beth would complain to her dad or please her dad, and Rick would be like, and he's gone, right? Recently, he's been caring about his daughter. Recently, he's been caring about Morty. Recently, he's been caring about Summer. He doesn't care about Jerry at all, period. But the Rick and Jerry adventure was because of Morty, because Morty was like, can you do this? And Rick says yes. Why would Rick give a fuck about what Morty thinks? In season 1, he used Morty as a tool, as a shield. He even says that his genius brainwaves is canceled out by Morty brainwaves, right?
Yeah.
So he's a shield.
Yeah.
He says that, but recently he's been doing things for Morty, and he's been doing things for Beth. He showed Beth who she really was. She offered Beth an escape. She offered Summer like time to learn about herself. Like when Summer went with them on adventures, Rick would humor her, and Rick has the absolute most trust into Summer. because in the Mind Blowers episode, Rick and Morty literally erased their own shit. They're fucking stupid and don't know anything.
Right, and then Summer's the only one with the access to fix it.
Exactly. So,
Whoa.
right? So Rick is beginning to put more trust in people, because before he was a lone wolf. He left his family, he explored the universe, right? And he did that by himself for a while. And he grows to be more human, which is debunking that God theory. Rick said he doesn't want to be a god because his evil half said, I am a god. Rick doesn't like to reference himself as a god. And but also Rick has been recently getting realizing that he's pretty all powerful. When the president says he's not a god, right? And he's like, you don't know what I am.
Yeah.
So Rick at the same time doesn't want to be a god, but he knows what he's capable of, very much so. Like, son, you have the right to disobey that order. If you touch me, you will die. He touches him, dies. Oh my god! Oh my god, he just died. There was no sound or anything. What was that? Death. What kind? A quick one.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
So
that was a good episode.
Exactly. So these last few episodes have been revealing a lot of information that we need to think about what's going on. So Rick has become more human, is becoming more human, because when he was off in the galaxy by himself, he was a literal god, because he didn't die. How old is that dude? He's like really old, and he made it this far without dying. But now he's becoming human, and he's getting into situations where he's getting hurt, like in the Beth episode where he lost an arm. Why would Rick ever let that happen? Why would Rick of season 1 ever let that happen? Bruh, no. That's his fucking arm. That's Rick's arm, right? But he's slipping because he's becoming more human. It's a hypothesis of my own.
It's a big theory.
It is. But there's a lot of supporting evidence that I think... but, again, none of these matter because Roiland can fucking...
change it at any moment, and he has said multiple times that there is no deeper meaning.
He says that, but there is, because they love referencing old things. So the first episode, they're throwing these green rocks with pink crystals sticking out of them. Well, in the episode where they have the parasite that gets your memories, right? Good memories. Mm-hmm. You see him throwing away a rock with pink crystals in it. And when the first parasite is killed, it shrinks, and then you see like a crazy like amount of pink crystals sticking out of it. So they love referencing old, like Rick brought that into the house. He was wondering who brought it into the house. Rick did. So they love referencing old things, like the selfie thing. So in the episode where they saved the world from the big heads, at the end, Morty like took a picture with Rick or the president, and he was like, "No, Morty, you can't." Breaks the phone. So season 3, episode 10, Rick's like, "We're not leaving until we get a fucking photo, selfie."
Yeah.
Right. So they love referencing that. There is a deeper meaning to a lot of their things, but I think they love sitting back and laughing at all the ridiculous things.
It's kind of taken its own like storm, like for sure. I don't think they like intended it to be so. Like I don't think they thought it would get this crazy and like be like on everyone's top YouTube channel with like all these breakdowns, which in return is just like more advertising for the show, and it's great for them. And
I think they love it. Honestly.
Oh, I'm sure they love it. I'm absolutely. How could they not? But it's interesting. It's very interesting. Do you think we should read the chat now?
Yep.
Let's. I don't know how long we were talking for, but it's been quite a long time.
I can't read that.
Well,
I can't read that. My eyes are so bad.
We'll do.
I think I can make it bigger.
5 or 10 minutes of answering questions and reading chats and whatnot. For those who aren't looking at the screen and are just listening, we'll try to do our best to. There you go. We'll do our best to like kind of verbalize what's being read on screen. Those crystals are eggs.
Yeah, the crystals are eggs. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that. Duh. Rex. Oh, by the way, all those on YouTube, Rec is really mean to me on my stream most of the time. So, another reference. The toxic episode.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Rex says, another reference is in the toxic episode. The mini-verses that powered Rick's spaceship were on the toxic tower. In one of the first few scenes, there were 2 giant mini-verses powering the tower. Then the next scene at the tower where the girl Morty brought home from the restaurant came out, the mini-verses lights were out.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier, how that I was backing you up, how he created matter, a universe, and then destroyed it. What else? 5K Cookie Gang. I love you, BB.
That's old school.
And Calvin, you're a hoser, but I love you too.
I am convinced Calvin does know things.
I kind of know things. I wanted to talk about more deep things today, but TJ was like, "You're lame, Calvin. Lame." How do you guys feel about talking about like life experience, like things we've learned, like our thoughts on the world? Fuck you! Stop making disgusting lip noises. TJ, will you drift my truck? No. Faith. I am. Hey, look, it's my username. Calvin is lame. He poops in his panties. You know what? This is useless. This chat is useless.
This chat is full of memes.
This chat is full of memes. We can't even use. It's going in, but like real questions. Jeez, my chat is useless.
I heard Calvin's got a dirty ass. You for a drive, boy.
What the fuck?
Sneak ahead.
TJ's the one that's arguing it's not a dirty bum. That makes your bum itchy. I'm pretty sure, dude.
I don't want to talk about it.
Is ever
anymore? I'd like to.
You know how many messages I get, TJ?
Dude,
from you.
The top comment of all that video, that whole entire video was like, "Oh, you should buy some flushable moist wipes, TJ."
We got tagged today in man wipes. We got tagged. Let me find it.
Wait, like the actual is.
Yeah.
Wait. You're talking about man wipes, the actual Instagram?
No,
or someone tagged us.
Someone tagged, or not. I don't know. I don't know the technical term.
Who was it? The actual company?
No, it was Kelzo. Dude wipes. Dude wipes.
Yeah, I've seen that. Before.
Yeah. We got
I thought you said like they made a post and tagged us in it.
No.
That would have
been a nice meme.
That would have been a really nice meme.
No.
That would have been a great meme. I think he does care a bit about Jerry since he saved him from the crazy alien.
No, he did that.
Remember in the voicemail end credit.
Oh, that's so true. So Kiara was like, you should be careful because my boyfriend's gonna come and kill you. Hey, this is world destroyer, and I'm coming to kill you. Hey buddy, I just killed that alien that was coming after you. Take care, dude. Who was that, Rick? Doesn't matter.
That's a great point, bro.
That's a great point. That was a great point.
Who fucking was that? Dartu Darwish, my motherfucking man.
Real question for TJ: do you still review cars and asking for a friend?
Nice meme. Asking for a friend.
Hey, hey, my friend
said, wants to know is it okay to shove pickles in your ass? My friend. Just my friend. He wants to know. My friend asked me that. I didn't know.
Hey, my friend told me that he doesn't do car reviews anymore. He's a good friend of mine.
The answer is not really. The answer is not really.
Nah.
Haven't done it in a bit. Haven't done it in a bit. So he says, okay, so wait. What if at the beginning of the season the real Rick is still in prison and we are following a different Rick?
Well, there's that theory where they switch Jerry's, right? You know how the Jerry drop off the daycare, Jerry daycare.
Right.
So when they drop off Jerry, the Rick we see there is not the same Rick at the end of the episode. If you look at the ticket that the Rick
Right,
at the
remember
beginning,
that.
at the beginning, if you look at the ticket that our Rick got, it's not the same ticket that the Rick that we were watching walked in and gave him. You know, that was fucked up.
Faith Love really wants you to read his donation.
I will read it. I didn't want to turn on donations for the podcast, but I'll find it.
If you want to review a 2018 GT3, I got you. I appreciate it, brother.
Faith said, I can't read that. In and out on.
He said, "In and out on me, boys." Oh, doctor donated 10 schmeckles.
Schmeckle. That was a good episode too. That was fucked up when Morty almost got like rape-arenoed by King Jellybean.
That was a nice episode.
That was fucked up. Thank you, Faith. Schmeckles.
Because of nice meme. That was a nice meme on stream. Someone said, "Why is the ocean so salty?" And he said, "Because the beach doesn't wave back."
All right, bye.
Nice meme, dude.
Nice meme. All right. Why is TJ so late on trends like dabbing?
Dabbing was invented yesterday. Yeah.
By me. Yeah.
All right. I think this concludes. I'm getting tired and really hungry. This was such a bunk podcast, and I apologize.
It's not bunk.
It's
not
bunk. It's bunk.
I mean,
it's bunk.
We're lacking light, but that's okay. It's not bunk.
It's pretty bunk.
You guys can argue in the comments. All right.
We love you. We will see you with another episode in hopefully a week or so. Nice meme, Rick and Morty meme.
Yeah,
that was Rick and Morty
nice
meme. Hopefully, I see you guys in another week or so. Okay, bye now. Bye now. I hope we see you in a week. I don't know when we'll see you next, but hopefully.